Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Speedor, and today on day 4 of Monster Mash Movie Marathon, it's gonna be an interesting one. It's one of my favorite zombie films ever made. Today we're gonna be talking about Zombie Flesh Eaters, 1979, and directed by Louis Fulci, one of my favorite horror directors and whatnot. Stuff is very visceral, and I like it. I think I enjoy that. Zombie Flesh Eaters. Let's just go back and let's try and get the controversy out of the way first, because a lot of the people talked about in the 2000s was Zombie Flesh Eaters. It wasn't called Zombie Flesh Eaters, it's called Zombie 2. Now if you were a angry video game nerd watcher back in the day, he did this video about number confusion in games and in films and whatnot, and one of the ones that he talked about was Zombie 2.
Now let's talk about the Zombie series. If you live in America and you're trying to follow these movies, you'll find Zombie 1 through 6, but there's no Zombie 2. What the fuck? A movie series with a missing sequel? Well, here's the explanation. It started off with George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Yes, that's right, the sequel to Night of the Living Dead. The European release of Dawn of the Dead was recut and the title was changed to Zombie. Then there was an Italian-made sequel called Zombie 2. Yes, that's right, a sequel to a sequel which spawned another line of sequels. Jeez. Well, when Zombie 2 came out in America, they couldn't call it Zombie 2 because there was no zombie. Calling it Dawn of the Dead 2 would have been wrong because it has nothing to do with Mr. Romero's original version, so they just called it Zombie instead. Yes, Zombie 2 is now Zombie, not to be confused with the Italian version of Dawn of the Dead, which is also called Zombie. So when Zombie 3 came out in America, they figured, okay, fuck it, it's only going to keep getting more confusing, so just fucking call it Zombie 3 like it is. But there's no Zombie 2. Fuck it, don't change the titles anymore. Now the UK, caught in between this mess, just decided to leave the title of Dawn of the Dead alone and change Zombie 2 to Zombie Flesh Eaters. Then Zombie 3 would be Zombie Flesh Eaters 2, and so on and so on.
Zombie 2, it's such an interesting case, right? Because this was supposed to be a sequel to Night of the Living Dead Day 2 of Monster Mash Movie Marathon. It was supposed to be a sequel to that with no connecting tissue to the actual other one, because as some of you may know, the rights are in a very precarious position between John Romero and his partner, who made Night of the Living Dead common knowledge at this point. Over the past couple of years, the title Zombie Flesh Eaters just has stuck, because there's an actual Zombie 2 it's out there. I haven't watched it yet. There was this kind of weird thing that happened with the zombie films, was that a bunch of stuff from the 80s and the 90s was being made, and it had the title of Zombie 5 or Zombie 6 and whatever. If you were a cinema snuff fan back in the day, you know all about this. Yes, people just the House of Usher Zombie 5 or something like that. So that's kind of weird. So let's just get into it. Let's just get into the film. This is very much very action heavy film, very gory, very visceral. One of the one thing that I wanted to bring up, how the zombies look in this, because they look horrifying in this. They actually absolutely look terrifying and horrible. They look like zombies should look, if that makes any sense. A lot of them in the film are recently dead, recently deceased people and whatnot, but some of them are their flesh is coming off the seams, you know. They're more decayed zombies in this, which I found really fascinating for a special effects, you know, because I think what he did was they had clay on the set, and so they used to just throw clay onto people's faces and whatnot and let that dry out for an hour or so before they started shooting, and that was the effect. It's a really good effect. When you see the jump up from Romero's to Fulci's zombies, these are way more aggressive, they're decayed, they look horrible. They look grotesque. Most underrated things about this film is the soundtrack, because I absolutely love the soundtrack in this film. It's absolutely amazing. It's so good. It's very Casio keyboard 70s, it's very 80s as well. It's just amazing. Like, I might put it in here just to like let you hear it. It's just that good that you like have to like just listen to it here and say like, oh, I get you. This is the groove. This is like a jam and whatnot, you know. So one of the most infamous scenes in this whole film, I have to just say it's out now, right? So you have this doctor and then you have like his wife. The whole kind of thing centers on like this girl and he's trying to find like her father because he's a scientist. And he's on this like island and whatnot. The other like islands in like the area don't like to go to this one Pacific island because they say it's haunted by like voodoo magic and whatnot. So what happens is the girl and a journalist go to like see like what's happened to the doctor and whatnot, right? And one of the doctors, like the doctor's wife, is in the house alone. You know, the zombies attack, but it's not like a zombie attack, as in like, you know, they just attack and you know they jump through the window and whatnot. This is like it's very built up. It's very much about kind of the like building up the suspense until the hand comes out, grabs her by the head and by her hair. This wooden door, it's like this big spike of like wood there. It's like what the zombie does, her eye just gets like spliced into this spike and it's just gnarly looking. Like, oh my god, like absolutely insane. Pretty good effect, you know, it's a pretty damn good effect. A lot of it is that, a lot of it is like a really good special effect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would highly advise you to like look at this because again with special effects and like that and the blood just has like a different color to it. Like it's very orangey red. Like it's quite surreal looking, you know, that way, and it looks really, really good on screen. Like absolutely, like 110%. But I would advise like anybody to watch the film if like you're into zombie films, but like you've only seen like a couple of them. And it kind of has all the tropes of like a zombie film. Like you have the last stand at the end of it, and people getting like bitten, and then people turning into zombies after that, you know. It kind of has all the tropes to like Night of the Living Dead, but it kind of builds on like the action tropes of a horror zombie film that I found like it's really, really interesting. So yeah, I'd say give it a watch, and it's a really, really good film for like just looking at special effects, looking at zombies and whatnot. It's really, really cool. So anyway guys, that's about it, and day 4 is done. So yeah, that's about it. Speed or on day 4 of Monster Mash movie marathon. Forever.